I will read on behalf of the Commission the statement that reflects the highlights of the previous session and what we are getting into this morning, the session that we're starting this morning. So this statement is on behalf of the Commission. On August 22nd, 2019, the TRRC completed its 7th three-week session of public hearings. During that session, 11 witnesses appeared before the Commission, bringing the total number of witnesses to testify so far to 104. 21 of these 104 witnesses were perpetrators and alleged perpetrators. The rest were mostly victims, including 16 women. The 7th session started off with the completion of testimony by the first batch of junglers to appear before the Commission, and continued with a focus on the April 10th and 11th, 2000 student demonstrations, in which at least 14 students and 1 Red Cross volunteer were killed by security forces. The atrocities the junglers testified to shocked the conscience of the nation and indeed the world. While these atrocities were painful to hear, the truth of the brutalities under the 22 years of a dictatorship needs to be told and recorded with a view to avoiding their recurrence. During this 8th session that starts today and ends on October the 3rd, 2019, the Commission will continue hearing testimony on events surrounding the April 2000 student demonstrations. Our Research and Investigations Unit have been in touch with or obtained statements from at least 20 witnesses connected with the April 2000 incident. These witnesses include both direct and indirect victims, security officers, civil servants, and politicians who were, in one way or the other, involved in the tragic events. It is anticipated that testimonies on April 10th and 11th, 2000 will dominate the public hearings of the session of the Commission during this 8th session. Advanced work in preparation for hearings on other themes is also ongoing. Between July 6th and 14th, 2019, teams from the Research and the Investigations Unit visited Brikama, Sintet, Gunjur, Jambur, and Busumbala in the West Coast region to engage communities and obtain statements from victims of the 2009 witch hunts and other violations. They collected over 140 statements that are being processed in readiness for the Commission's hearings on the witch hunts and other violations in the near future. Among other outreach activities, 2 teams composed of TRRC commissioners and the Secretariat staff went on diaspora engagement tours in the United States and Europe. These engagements are in line with the Commission's mandate stipulated in sections 14 and 15 of the TRRC Act. Funded by the UNDP, the engagements are also in line with the provisions of the African Union policy on transitional justice. More specifically, the engagements provided the TRRC with an opportunity to have face-to-face conversations with members of the Gambian diaspora, a segment of our population that played a crucial role in the fight against dictatorship under the previous regime, and that continues to play a significant role in the development and trajectory of our country. We are happy to say that both legs of the diaspora engagements in the United States and Europe proved very successful. We are very grateful to everyone who contributed to our Victim Support Fund during the engagements. The months of July and August 2019 saw various other units of the Secretariat engaging in communities across the country through town hall meetings, community dialogues, and the listening circles designed to get everyone involved in our national conversation and to encourage victims and other potential witnesses to come forward and share their stories with the Commission and the Gambian public in a safe and secure environment. From July 6th to the 11th, the Women's Affairs Unit, in collaboration with the other TRRC units and the UNDP Transitional Justice Team, held women's dialogue meetings in Nyakoi, Basse, Kuntaur, and Bansang in the Upper River and the Central River regions, respectively. Later the same month, from July 23rd to the 25th, the Women's Affairs Unit also conducted listening circles for both men and women at the Christian Council Hall in Kanifing. In all cases, the idea was to encourage both male and female victims and the other witnesses to come forward and share their stories with the TRRC and the Gambian public, and to reflect and obtain feedback on the work of the Commission so far. Even though schools are closed for the summer holidays, the TRRC's Summer Youth and Children's Summer Network Unit continues to engage young people in conversations over what went wrong and how best to prevent recurrence of dictatorship and human rights violations in this country as part of our ongoing Never Again campaign. During the month of August, the unit conducted town hall meetings with the communities of Sukuta and Gunjur, as well as some highly successful meetings with beach youths at the TRRC headquarters. The meeting with them at the beach youths derived from the practical consideration that these young people are largely excluded from Gambian public and political life. The TRRC encourages all young people to get actively involved in our national politics, especially by obtaining ID and voter cards and participating in civic and electoral lives of the country. Their participation is crucial to the success of all of our transitional justice processes. In the midst of these research, investigation, and outreach activities, victims remain at the center of the TRRC's work. Our Victim Support Unit, VSU, maintains a psychosocial support subunit that provides ongoing counseling to all witnesses and the staff that need it, both who have appeared and those yet to appear before the Commission. The VSU continues to work closely with the Turkish Embassy and the Ministry of Health to facilitate overseas treatment for some surviving victims of the April 2000 student massacre and the April 2014 incident involving Solo Sandeng and other victims of arbitrary arrest, torture, and murder. The TRRC has submitted the names of the first 9 victims to have been seen by the medical board for consideration for possible treatment in Turkey. The board has also submitted reports on more than a dozen other victims, and the TRRC will do what it can to facilitate their access to care, the care that they need. Meanwhile, the TRRC is facilitating funding and the scholarships for young victims to continue their formal education. Finally, we wish to reassure the general public that the TRRC remains totally committed to the pursuits of its mandate without fear or favor, affection or ill will. This commission is an embodiment of both state and society in this country and exists for the service of all Gambians, regardless of political, ethnic, gender, regional or religious affiliation. As we seek to create a true historical record of what happened in this country during 22 years of dictatorship, we also seek to help create a society reconciled and at peace with itself, a tolerant society and a society of empowered citizens who will refuse to allow political impunity and the gross human rights violations to happen in this country again. In this daunting but fulfilling task, and as we start this new session of public hearings, allow me to say that we need and we crave the understanding, support, and the prayers of the Gambian public and the international community. Thank you so much for your attention. That concludes the statement on behalf of the Commission. Council, are we ready with this morning's witness?
Mr. Usher, are you ready? You kindly proceed with swearing in the witness in Wolof.
I, Yusupha Mbye, do swear that I will speak the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. Thank you.
Mune bala ñoo commencé daf la bëgg a wax xamal la sarta yi nga xam ne mooy dox fii nii balaa ngeen a door.
Just allow a few seconds in between my questions and your answers to avoid overlap in our speeches.
Mune bu fekkee ne laaj na la nga déglu tuuti ñaari secondes wala ñetta bu ko defee nga door a tontu nga xam ne seen kàddu yi du teglante.
This is also to facilitate the interpretation of your testimony from Wolof into English and other local languages.
Loolu tamit dina yombal làppatoo bi nga xam ne ñu ngi koo làppatoo ci Olof pour nga mun koo dégg bu baax.
I will also encourage you to assume a very comfortable sitting position and to draw the microphone closer to you.
Mun nga toogi tamit toogaay bu jekk boo xam ne di nga jegeñ microphone bi te du la sonal.
If you need a break at any point, please don't hesitate to let us know so that we can allow you a few minutes.
Jamono joo xamee ne bugga ngaa dallu tuuti tamit mun ngaa fexe ñu xam ko rek bu ko defee ñu may la ay waxtu yu néew rek nga mun a noppaleku ñëwaat.
Your testimony before the Commission today will be over our first 2 sessions in the morning and in the afternoon. And the main focus is going to be what happened during the 10th of April 2000 demonstrations. And what happened to you, your personal experience.
Li nga xam ne nag mooy doon suñu jataay tey mooy ñaari fànn yi nga xam ne moom la ñoo am ci suba si ak it buñ dellu si waatee bëccëg bu ko defee nag dañoo jublu ci yi nga xam ne moo xewoon ci weeri April 2000.
The 10th day of April 2000.
mooy fukki fan ci weeri April atum 2000.
We will cover the injuries that you sustained on that day as a result of the demonstrations.
Dinañ ci waxtaane gaañu gaañu yi nga xam ne moom nga amoon tem sababu woon ci ñaxtu yi nga xam ne moo doon am jamono boobu.
Your subsequent hospitalization, treatment locally and also internationally.
ak it tëdd yi nga xam ne tëdd nga ko lopitaan ak faj yi ñu la doon faj fii ci biir réew mi ak bitim réew.
And we will conclude by examining the impact this has had on your life.
fa ñoo jeexalee nag dinañ seet yi nga xam ne moo di loraange yi nga xam ne moo fa xeeku ci xew-xew yooyu nga xam ne yëpp moo la daloon.
I hope you understand everything that I have said.
foog naa li ma wax fii yëpp bi mu nekk nii reel na la seet na la bu baax.
Wow.
Yes.
Are you ready to proceed with your testimony?
ndax pare nga pour jekkali eggali sa kàddu bi.
Wow, pare na.
Yes, I'm ready.
Can you give me your full names?
di nga ma mun a jox sa tur yi.
My name is Yusupha Mbye.
Mr. Mbye, would you like to give your testimony in Wolof or English?
I prefer in Wolof.
Very well. Can you kindly give me your full names?
My name is Yusupha Mbye. ñu xamee ma si Papa Ndiaye.
My name is Yusupha Mbye, but I'm also known as Papa.
Papa Ndiaye.
Papa Ndiaye.
What is your address?
fan nga dëkka.
maa ngi dëkk Kanifing Estate.
I live at the Kanifing Estate.
Are you currently employed?
ndax yaa ngi liggéey jamono ji.
déedéet liggéeyuma de.
No, I'm not working.
Can you tell me where you attended nursery and primary school?
di nga ma mun a wax fan nga jàngee nursery ak primary school.
waaw maa ngi demee nursery Dipakunda nursery bu ñoo ooyee Mo Better Nursery School foofu laa demee nursery.
I went to Dipakunda Nursery School, the nursery school that is known as Mo Better Nursery School.
Do you remember what year you went to More Better Nursery School?
fàttaliku nga ban at nga demoon Mo Better Nursery School.
Oh, actually xam nga nag ban at la.
I don't know exactly what year.
Please proceed to give me your primary school, name of your primary school.
léegi nag
ma jógee ok.
waa eggalil nga wax ñu sa primary school fan nga ko defee.
bu ma jógee Mo Better Primary School ma dem Bakote.
After I left,
bu ma jógee Mo Better Nursery School Bakote laa dem Bakote Primary School.
when I left Mo Better Nursery School, I went to the Bakote Primary School.
And where did you attend Bakote? When did you attend Bakote Primary School?
Bakote Primary School maa ngi fa attend 1991 to 1996.
I went to the Bakote Primary School from 1991 to 1996.
Please proceed to where you went to after you finished Bakote Primary School.
Bakote Primary, after sitting my common, after Buma City Common Entrance 1996, dem LK, Latrikunda Junior Secondary School.
After the common entrance in 1996, I went to Latrikunda Junior Secondary School, LK.
LK 1996-1997 academic year. In 1999, my seat grade 9.
From the 1996 to 1997 academic year, and in 1998, I sat to the 1999, I sat to the grade 9 exams.
Mr. Mbye, sorry to interrupt you. Just allow a few seconds in between my questions and your answers to allow for the interpreters to interpret my questions before they can go on to interpret your answers. Is that clear? Please proceed.
Egalil.
1999 to 2000, 1999 academic year 2000, Islam Madam Pipeline Comprehensive.
1999, between 1999 and 2000 was when I went to the Pipeline Comprehensive.
Now called Daddy Job.
now called Daddy Job.
And where did you go after that?
Gannaaw boobu fan nga dem.
Gannaaw dewuma fenn.
After that, I didn't go anywhere.
And when did you start at Pipeline Senior Secondary School?
Kañ nga door di jàng Pipeline Senior Secondary School.
1999-2000 academic year.
It was the 1999-2000 academic year.
And that is when you started grade 9, is that correct?
Jamono boobu nga commencé grade 9 noonu la.
Jamono boobu laa start grade 10.
No, that was when I started the grade 10.
And when did you finish at Pipeline Senior Secondary School?
Kañ nga jeexal jàng Pipeline Senior Secondary School.
April 10 year 2000.
That was April 10 year 2000.
Can you kindly tell us what happened on that day, April 10, 2000?
Dañ ñu mën a wax April 10 atum 2000 lan moo xewoon.
April 10 year 2000 dama eewu suba.
April 10 in 2000, I woke up in the morning.
Normally comme nu ma dee jógee suba sangu sol uniform dem school.
As usual, wake up in the morning, take my bath, dress up, prepare myself to go to school.
Bu ma dem school that day xamu woon that demonstration dafa am.
When I was going to school that day, I did not know that there was a demonstration in the pipeline.
So bu ma demee ba àgga si school bi.
But when I got up to the school,
ñu dem si bitik bi fuñ dee si shop bitik buñ dee ndeewoo.
we went to a shop nearby where we usually buy our breakfast.
Buñ demee foofu ñu jënd ndeewoo ba pare ñu toog di ndeewoo.
When we got there, we bought our breakfast and then we sat down and began to eat our breakfast.
So buñ toogee doon di waxtaan am si schoolmates si benn boy bu ñëw.
As we were there having our breakfast, one of our schoolmates came.
Mu laaj ñu ndax boy ndax yëg ngeen luy xew tey.
And he asked us, boys, are you aware of what is about to happen today?
ñu ne ko non déedéet xamuñ ñun yëguñ dara de.
And we said to him, no, we are not aware of anything.
Mun nañoo Gambia students yi dañoo protester.
He said to us, Gambian students are protesting today.
ñu ne ko fan la gaa de protester mu ne ñoo xamuñ de waaye dégg na gaa ñu ne dañoo dem ba jitite ay la ñu war a daje.
We asked him where was the protest going to take place. He said he did not know, but he heard that they were going to converge at the GTTI, where the protest was going to begin.
Can you tell us who was giving you this information?
Omar Gassama.
It was Omar Gassama.
And who was Omar Gassama?
School bi la nekkoon pipeline foofu noonu.
He was at the school, at the pipeline school.
And you have already mentioned that you were in grade 10 at that time. How old were you?
Wax nga ne yaa ngi woon grade 10 jamono boobu ñaata at nga toll woon.
Time boobu maa ngi woon grade 10 maa ngi am 17 years old 6 months.
That time I was in grade 10, I was 17 years old, 6 months.
Kindly continue with your testimony from where you stopped.
Egalil fi nga xam ne foofu nga
So si la ñu laaj ndax dañoo dem ndax dinañ bokk si demonstration bi.
That was when he asked us if we were going to go to the protest, if we were going to be a part of the protesting students.
No, ñu ne ko déedéet.
And we said to him no.
So buñ deewoo ba pare ñu dem taxaw si buntu school bi.
So after we had our breakfast, we went and stood by the school gate.
ñu fekk fa yeneen students itam ñu ngi gaada foofu noonu.
And we met other students gathered also there.
Can you tell us what students were gathered at the entrance of your school?
Dañu mën a wax yan taalibe ñoo dajaloo woon ci seen bunti school.
Schoolmates yi ñoo taxawoon foofu noonu.
These were our schoolmates. They were the ones standing there.
And what happened after you got there?
Lan moo xew ba nga egg.
So from foofu ñu continue ànd di dox di dem towards Kairaba Avenue.
So from there we moved together, going towards the Kairaba Avenue.
Can you tell me at this stage, did you know what you were protesting about or demonstrating about?
No.
Dañu mën a wax lan yéen lan moo leen naxari woon loo leen doon ñaxtul.
No, xaw ma woon ñun xamuñ woon dara bu ñoo dem foofu noonu.
No, we did not know anything about it as we were going.
Please proceed.
Eggalil.
So buñ demee ba foofu buñ jógee foofu noonu ñu dox towards Kairaba Avenue ñu ñëw be Latrikunda Jaman Cedar Club.
So when we left there, we walked until Latrikunda German by the Cedar Club.
Can you tell me where you came from? Where was Pipeline Senior Secondary School located?
Dig ma mëna wax fan ngeen bayé ko won. Pipeline Senior Secondary School fan la nekk?
Pipeline comprehensive taw mu ngi nekkon ci main juma pipeline bi fu paj bu juma pipeline bi nekk. Fofu la school bi nekkon. School bi ci biir complex bo non la nekk.
The school is by the mosque there at the Pipeline Mosque. That's the place where it is, at that complex.
And that was on Karaba Avenue?
Lolu moy ci digge Karaba Avenue la nekkon.
Wow, ci ko tali.
Yes, by the roadside.
Please proceed.
Egalil.
So buñ doxé ñu ànd di dox di waxtaan ñun ñu àndoon noonu.
So as we went, we were walking together and chatting, those of us that went along.
So buñ àggé Latrikunda Jaman Cedar Club for ñu dajé fa yenen students.
So when we got to the Latrikunda Cedar Club, Latrikunda German Cedar Club, we met up with other students.
Different from different schools.
That came from different schools.
Can you tell us what schools these children came from?
Ñu mëna wax yan school la xalé talibé yu joggé won.
Pipeline comprehensive ñu fa won.
There were some from the Pipeline Comprehensive.
Ndaws ñu fa won.
Those from Downs too were there.
ICE ñu fa won. Those from Greater Banjul.
Those from ICE and Greater Banjul schools were also there.
Some students from Kotu tam ñom tam.
And some students from Kotu were also there.
And as you walked from Karaba Avenue from your school, Pipeline Comprehensive, apart from walking and talking, were you doing anything else? What kind of behavior were you engaged in as you walked?
Bi ngeen joggé Karaba Avenue di dem yeen ak doon dox di dem. Ndax gannaaw dox bobu nga xamné yeen ak ko doon def amna leneen lo xamné yeen ak ko doon defaale tamit.
No,
No, we did not do anything. We were only moving together and chatting along the way.
What happened when you got to the Africell junction on Karaba Avenue?
Lan mo xew ba ngeen àggee ci boppi ko ñu Africell bi ca Karaba Avenue?
Buñ àggee foofu noonu dañ fekk yeneen students.
When we got there, we met other students.
Students yu ma la limal li school yu ma la limal li ñooñu lañ fa fekk ci Johnson bi foofu ñoom tam ñu ngi taxaw.
The students that from the schools that I named to you just a while ago, those are the ones we found standing there.
Yeah, please proceed. What happened after that?
So after buñ gaadee foofu noonu ñu taxaw.
So after we gathered there, we stood there.
Paramilitary guys ñëw fekk ñu fa.
And then the paramilitary came and met us there.
Can you describe this paramilitary to us?
Dañu mëna waxal ñan paramilitary ñan la?
Moy PIO unit ñu nekk ci kaw tali bi naka fofu.
Is that the police intervention
Police
unit?
intervention unit opposite Iceman.
These are the police intervention unit who are located opposite the Iceman.
How were they dressed?
Naka lañ solo won?
ñoom ñu ngi sol seen uniforme ak seen bagage gaay indiwal seen shield ci ak seen batin yi joo la gaay ñu ak.
They were dressed in uniform, they had their shields and they had their batons.
Were they dressed in anti-riot gear?
Yeah.
Dañ solo won pour ñi nga xamné ñoy fanka gerew.
Wow, non la gaay solo won.
Yes, that was the manner in which they were dressed.
Ak seen tear gas gaay and you guys indiwal.
And their tear gas that they brought along.
Did the students have anything in their possession?
Talibé amé won nañ dara ñoom.
Amé wuñ won dara.
They had nothing.
Please proceed.
Agalé.
So bu ñëwé bi fofu nonu gaay bu ñu tassaro.
So after they came there, they wanted us to disperse.
Why did they want you to disperse?
Fan lañ bëggoon ngeen tassaro?
Why did they want you to disperse? Were you doing anything in particular?
Lan moo tax ñu bëggoon ngeen tasaaro dafa am loo leen doon def.
No, defuñu woon dara. At that time nekkuñu woon di def dara.
No, we did not do anything. At that time we were not doing anything.
Please tell us what happened after that.
Wax ñu la na xew nag gannaaw boobu.
So bu gaay ñëwee gaay jël attempt pour ñu disperse ñu bañ ñu taxaw fuñ taxaw.
So when they came, they attempted to disperse us, but we stood our grounds.
So guys sani tear gas fofu nonu so ñu tasaro.
And so they fired tear gas and we dispersed.
And where did you go in particular?
Fan ngeen demoon nag.
Buñ sani tear gas ñu dañ daw ñu cross tali bi ñu dem towards Ndaws.
When the, after the tear gas was thrown, we dispersed and we ran across the road and went to the Ndaus school. That was where the Johnson towards Ndaus school. That was where we took refuge.
And where did the paramilitary go?
ñoom paramilitary yooyu fan lañ dem.
After all, ñoom dañ koof ñu taalal towards Latrikunda Jaman, going towards Big Tree. After
that, they took a bend and went towards Latrikunda Jaman, towards the Big Tree.
So what did you do next?
Gannaaw loolu nag yéen lan ngeen def.
ñun dañ gën a siwaat ñu eggaat ci kaw tali bi.
We returned and came onto the highway again.
Let's proceed.
Eggalel.
After loolu boy ñu ne de ñun nañ continuer ñu dem Westfield ndax ñu mën a xam lan moo nekk di xew foofu noonu.
After that, the boys said that we should proceed to the Westfield so that we would know what was happening.
And as you proceeded to Westfield, did you take the main Karaba Avenue that you were walking on?
Ba ngeen di dem Westfield ndax da ngeen jël yooni Karaba Avenue bi ngeen doon dox.
Waaw yoon boobu noonu lañ ko dañ taal nañ te di dem.
Yes, that was the highway we took and we walked through.
Yeah. Please tell us where you got to, where you went.
So ñu ñëw ba post office.
So we came up to the post office.
And what happened at the post office? Did you observe anything unusual?
Lan moo xew post office ndax seetlu nga fa dara loo xam ne buy faral di am.
So ñun buñ ñëwee ba post office dañ fekk am na students yoo xam ne dugga nañ biir post office ba pare.
When we came to the post office, we noticed that there were some students that had already gotten inside the post office.
And what were they doing there?
So ñoom dañ doon jamante appareil after loolu pareil students su dugga biir post office guy door di loot bagage su nekk foofu noonu.
They were throwing stones with the paramilitary, and the students that got into the post office started to loot the post office.
Apart from looting the post office, did the students do anything else to the building of the post office?
Gannaaw looting boobu ñu doon def ndax am na leneen luñ def foofu ci tabaxi post office bi.
Waaw bu paaraay doore di suut gaay ak tear gas yi booy dañ doon jamante ak ñoom.
Yes, when the paras started firing tear gas onto them, the boys also started throwing stones at them.
Was there any damage done to the building of the post office?
Ndax yaaxoon nañ dara ci tabaxi bi post office bi foofu.
Post office kay tutu waa booy tojoon nañ weer yi nekk foofu noonu.
Yes, the boys broke some of the glasses there.
So what else did they do?
Lan lañ defaat gannaaw loolu.
Gannaaw loolu ab paaraay dañ door di sànni tear gas yi foofu noonu so ñun ñu dawaat.
After that, the paras continued firing tear gas, and so we ran away.
And what happened next?
Lana xewaat.
So bu ñu ritee ñun ñu delluwaat ci jot ñun ñu delluwaat gannaaw.
So when they were pursuing us, we retreated.
Yeah, please continue and tell your story.
After bu ñu daaxaayee foofu noonu ñoom ñu koof continue.
So after
ñu toppa seen gannaaw to ñu toppa seen gannaaw ñuy dem.
So after they drove us from that place, they took a turn and left, and we also followed them.
So noonu lañ nekkee di riitewante ñoom bañ àgga Westfield.
And that was how we were chasing each other until we got to the Westfield.
What happened when you got to Westfield?
Ba ngeen eggee Westfield lan moo xew?
Bu ñu agsee Westfield ñun de ñëw ñu dem taxaw boori Marons.
When we got to the Westfield, we went and stood around the Maroon supermarket.
And the Maroon supermarket then, do you know what supermarket is there now?
Jamono boobu Maroon supermarket bi nga xam ngeen léegi ban supermarket fa nekk?
Maroon
I think it's Albihaj that is there now.
Please proceed.
Foofu lañ nekk bu ñëw àgga Westfield dañu ñëw ba àgga Westfield foofu ñu toog ñu dégg different rumors fu mu nekk nii.
So we were there. In fact, when we got to the Westfield, we began to hear different rumors.
Mr. Mbye, you keep on referring to we. Can you tell us who you were with from your school up to Westfield at that point?
Mr. Mbye, sa wax yeb yang nan ñun. Donc di ñu mëna wax yow ya ñan la won.
Myself and some of my friends that I was with on that day.
Do you remember the names of these friends?
Fatale ko nga sen tour bi.
Waaw am na ñoom ma fatale ko sen tour.
Yes, there are those that I can recall their names.
Can you please name them?
Ding leen mëna lim.
Maa ngi àndoon ak Ousmane Sène.
I was together with Ousmane Sène,
Ibrahima
Jammeh,
Omar Diallo, ak Omar Gassama.
and Omar Gassama.
And were these all students from your school?
Ñom ñep ay talibé joggé sen school bi.
Waaw maa ñoom ñëpp ñoo bokkoon school.
Yes, all of us came from the same school.
When you got to Westfield, you said you encountered another group of paramilitary officers. Is that correct?
Bi nga eggé Westfield ngeen ne da ngeen fa fekk yeneen para ndax loolu dëgg la.
Waaw buñ àggee Westfield dañ fa fekk yeneen paramilitary.
Yes.
Ñoom ñu ngi jógee towards Red Cross.
Yes, when we got to the Westfield, we found some paramilitary officers and they were coming from the Red Cross end.
Can you tell us what the paramilitary officers were doing and how the students were behaving? Just kindly tell us what you observed about the environment in general.
Di ñu mëna wax lan la para yi doon def ak lan la talibé yi doon def. Wax ñu daal yow lan nga seetlu woon ci jamono boobu li fa doon dox.
Ñun bu ñëwee ba aga Westfield lañ fekk Westfield foofu tamit students yi doon jamante ak para yi.
When we got to the Westfield, we found that the students were also throwing stones at the paramilitary.
Si lañ ñu jox rumors si lañ dégg information foofu noonu ne am na ñaari nit ñu fa feteel ba para yi ba ambulance yi yóbbu leen Banjul.
That was where we heard the rumor that there were 2 individuals that were shot by the paramilitary and that they had been taken to the hospital.
Were you informed who these 2 individuals were?
Waxoon nañ la ñaar ñooñu ñan la.
Déedéet waxuñu woon kan ñan la de.
No, they did not tell us who they were.
Did they tell you who actually shot these 2 individuals?
Ndax wax nañ la ñan ñoo leen fetel.
Dañ ñu wax ne para yi ñoo leen fetel.
They said to us that it was the paras that shot them.
Okay, please kindly continue.
Léegi eggali la.
So ñu leen fan lañ leen fetele ñu ne kenn ki ñu ngi ko fetele Westfield foofu keneen ki ñu ngi ko fetele bunti Red Cross.
So we asked where did they shoot them, and they told us that one was shot at Westfield there and the other one was at the gate of the Red Cross.
Did you eventually come to know what happened to these students that were shot?
Ndax xam nga lan moo leen dal ba ñeen fetele.
Déedéet xaw ma lu leen dal.
No, I did not get to know what happened to them.
Okay, please proceed.
Eggali.
So after buñ taxawee foofu noonu bunti Maroon supermarket foofu noonu.
After we stood at the entrance to the Maroon supermarket there,
si la ñu wax ne students yi ñu ngi ñëw am na ñuy ñëw jógee from marché Serekunda ñu ngi ànda ñu ngi ànda Baboucarr Jatta.
that was when we were told that there were some students coming from the Serekunda market end and that they were together with Baboucarr Jatta.
Who was Baboucarr Jatta?
Kan mooyoon Baboucarr Jatta?
Nambe mooy woon CDS.
At that time, he was a CDS.
Did you know him before then?
Xamoon nga ko balaa loolu?
No, xawma ko woon.
No, I did not know him.
How did you identify him as Baboucarr Jatta, the then CDS?
Naka nga ko xàmmee yéen mooy Baboucarr Jatta mi nekkoon CDS?
bu ñëwee ba ngay fekk ñun fuñ taxaw ci lañ door di wax kii mooy Baboucarr Jatta moom mooy CDS.
When they came and met us where we were standing, that was when they said to us, this is Baboucarr Jatta, he's a CDS, and that was how we got to know.
And apart from seeing Baboucarr Jatta, did you see any other senior security officers with him at that point?
Gannaaw boo gisee Baboucarr Jatta na gis nga yeneeni kilifa yoo xam ne ñu ngi bokkoon ci wàlli kaaraange gi ñu àndoon ak moom.
Xanaa bodyguard bu mu àndaloon rek.
Except the bodyguard that he was with.
What did you observe when he approached you?
lan nga seetlu moom bi mu ñëwee ci yéen.
ñoom bu ñoo agsi Westfield dafa fekk taamu students yi ñu ngi ko soraan ñu ngi ko escort.
At the time that they got to the Westfield, he was being escorted, surrounded by the students.
And what were the students doing?
Lan la taalibe yu doon def lan la student yi doon def.
Students yi taa boobu noonu ñu ngi ko lu ñoo wax mooy luñ ñoo wax am na ñu doon saaga si gannaaw am na xam ne ñu ngi doon yuuxu soo gars yi ñu ne ko dañoo dem fu mu nekk nii ñu waxtaan ak yow léegi bu ñëwee fii dañ fi fekk parents yi feteel nañ ñaari nit pour ñu dee te yow yaay njiit fu mu nekk soo nañ dem nga négocier ak ñooñu ñu laaj leen lan mooy xew.
At that time, there were some students that were hurling insults, others were shouting, and they said to him, 2 people were shot here by the paramilitary. Right now, we are going with you so that we could negotiate with them since you are the head, and we will get to know why they did the shooting.
What was his response?
Lan la tontu nag moom bi ngeen waxee loolu.
At that time, he did not say anything. They just continued going.
And in what direction were you going with him?
Bi ngeen a àndaa moom fan ngeen jublu woon.
ñu ngi jublu ci main office yi main headquarters yi para yi.
We headed towards the main headquarters of the paramilitary.
Did anything happen along the way as you proceeded to the head office of the PIU personnel?
Bi ngeen di dem ci makaani PIU foofu seen liggéeykaay bi ndax am na dara lu xew ci diggante boobu.
Waaw nit time boobu noonu booy ñu ngi meroon ñi ñu ngi koo saaga ñi ñu ngi koo tuur suuf.
Yes, at that time, because the boys were angry, there were some that were insulting him, others were throwing sand on him.
And at this point, where were the paramilitary officers?
Jamono ji ana para yi ñoom jamono boobu.
ñoom ñu ngi taxaw ci main road bi gaay seen bunti office foofu la gaay taxaw.
The paramilitary were standing at their gate by the main office.
And they did not do anything to intervene?
ñoom nag defuñ dara sax pour dugal ci seen gémmiñ.
Non so dañ dox ba ñëw ba Iceman ci main Johnson bi.
No, they did nothing. So we walked up to the main Johnson by the Iceman.
You explained that from your school pipeline comprehensive up to the point of Westfield, you saw various groups of paramilitary officers. Did you see any other security forces during this period along the way?
Waa bi ngeen jógee ci seen school bi nag bay dem ci yoon wi ngeen gis ngeen ay para ndax gisu leen ay yeneeni kilifay kaaraange yoo xam ne bokkoon nañ ci bi ngeen di dem.
No, man para yi rek laa doon gis.
No, as for me, it was only the para that I saw.
And what happened as you went with Babukar Jatta and the group of students towards the PIU headquarters?
Lan moo xew bi ngeen àndee Babukar Jatta ak students yi ngeen di dem ci fa nga xam ne mooy makkaani para yi.
Dara xewutoon lañ dox ñu de ànda ñoom ba fu para yi taxaw ci main route ci kaw tali bi foofu.
Nothing happened. We went along up to where the paras were standing by the highway.
Apart from the paramilitary officers, did you see any members of the Gambia Armed Forces, for example?
No.
No. I was not attentive to that.
Okay, please proceed.
So when you be bunti PIU fofu non ñu taxaw di waxtaan gaay taxaw di waxtaan ak moom.
So when we got to the gate of the PIU, we stood there and they were discussing with him.
And at this point, where were you standing in the crowd?
I want ci gannaaw lifin escort bi ñu teewante seen loxo yi escort Babukar Jatta man ci gannaaw ñooñu laa nekkoon.
I was behind the cordon of escort that were escorting Babukar Jatta.
Please tell us what happened next.
Wax ñu la na xew nag gannaaw loolu.
So through negotiation bi foofu ba ñu taxawee foofu noonu.
So through the negotiations that took place there as we stood,
ñun dañ toog kenn gisatul Babukar Jatta.
We were there, all of a sudden we did not see Babukar Jatta again.
Can you tell us what negotiations were taking place and between whom?
Dañu mëna wax ci yan waxtaan ngeen
ku nekk rek doon yu wax ci coow li fu nekk la doon jógee. Ku nekk di ko laaj lan moo tax gaay fetel lan moo tax gaay fetel.
It was a chaotic negotiation. Everybody was shouting, people asking him what was the reason why these individuals were shot.
Mr. Mbye, I would just like to remind you again just to wait for my question to be interpreted in Wolof before you answer, to give time to the interpreters to interpret. I know that this is something new to you, so it will take time for you to get adjusted, but just please bear it in mind so that we can follow your testimony better. So you mentioned that all of a sudden, the Chief of Defense Staff, Babukar Jatta, suddenly disappeared from the crowd. What happened next?
wax nga ne ci taxawaay bi rek da ngeen jékki-jékki rek Babukar Jatta gisatu leen ko gannaaw loolu nag lan moo xew.
boobu la soutenir dooree foofu la gaay dooree nag di fetel.
That was when the shooting started.
And where was this shooting coming from?
fan la fetel yi doon jógee.
From the paramilitaries.
It was coming from the paramilitaries.
And who were they shooting at?
ñan lañ doon fetel.
For students lañ doon fetel.
They were shooting at the students.
Were they aiming at them?
dañ joxoñ fetel bi ci seen kaw.
waaw dañ doon aim nit yi di fetel kay.
Yes, they were aiming people and shooting.
And what happened next after they aimed and started shooting at the students?
lan moo xew gannaaw buñ dooree nag di fetel students yi.
buñ dooree di fetel students yi man dama eewu ma gis ma bopp lopitaan.
As for me, as soon as the shooting started, the next moment I woke up and found myself in a hospital.
So you couldn't see where you got shot or how you got shot and who shot you?
bon mënuloo xam naka lañ la fetelee ak kan lañ la fetel ak naka nga lañ la fetelee jamono boobu.
man buñ maa fetee dafa fekk maa ngi daw maa ngi joxe gannaaw.
When I was being shot, that time I was running away.
Was that because you were actually running away from the paramilitary?
ndax jamono boobu danga doon daw pour rëcc tappaara yi.
waaw dama doon daw pour sauver suma boppa.
Yes, I was running to save myself.
So what happened after you woke up in the hospital?
léegi ba nga eewoo ca lopitaan ba nag lan a xew.
dama laajte lu ma leen kaa def mooy dama laajte lu xew lan moo ma fi indi.
The first thing I did was to ask them what happened, what brought me here.
Please proceed.
tegal.
ñu ne ma dañ la fetel.
And they said to me, you've been shot.
Go on.
ma laajte fan lañ ma fetel ñu ne ma si diggi gannaaw.
And I asked them, where was I shot? And they said at my middle of your back.
Can you tell us where exactly you were shot? Or
ñu mun a wax
point to us?
fan sax lañ la fetel.
wet gi gannaaw jos suma gannaaw fii ne si mboori baat bi.
It's behind my back, just close to the neck.
What else were you told?
lan lañ la waxaat gannaaw loolu.
bu ma yeggee ko dama laajte lan moo fi ñu ne ma dañ la fetel ma ne leen lu xew bañ ma fetel non kenn mënu maa expliquer so ma ne leen léegi lu xew.
When I woke up, I asked them what happened, and they said to me, you were shot. When I asked what was the reason for me being shot, nobody could explain to me.
And you mentioned that you woke up in hospital. Do you know how long you had been unconscious?
wax nga ne ci lopitaan bi nga eewoo fa nga himmaliku ndax di nga mun a xam ci yan waxtu nga fi mu amoon balaa ngaa himmaliku.
moment eewoo si nelaw moo doon nelaw bu ma laajtee wax nañ ne ma ne nelaw nga ay fan daal yaa ngi nelaw.
When I woke up, and they told me that you've been in coma for days.
Did you find out who brought you to the hospital?
amoon nga kan moo la yóbbu ci lopitaan bi.
xaw ma kan moo ma indi si lopitaan bi.
No, I don't know who took me to the hospital.
waaye bu ma demee ba nekk benn eewu nekkaat. door di ràññee.
But when I regained consciousness and began to recognize,
si la ma gaay boole ak noos bu ma gis.
that was when a nurse was attached to me.
ma laaj ko ma door di question ma door di laaj nurse bi.
That was when I started to inquire from the nurse.
mu ne ma buñ la indee si lopitaan bi.
And the nurse said to me, when you were being brought to the hospital,
dañ foogoon ne da nga dee.
We thought that you had died.
So dañ na boole woon si niiw yu ñu waroon a yóbbu dead house.
So we had put you amongst the dead bodies that we were to be taken to the dead house.
Jëlul nañ la ba paak la ba taag ba tayal la taag number 1.
We had taken you and parked you and even tagged your corpse as number 1.
waaye dañ la gis sa tànka yi fuñ la tëddal sa tànka yi ñu ngi yëngatu ñu ngi séeg.
But where we parked you, we saw a movement on your feet.
So noonu lañ ooyee noonu la gaay ooyee attention.
And that was how attention was called.
So ñu jël la foofu noonu man maa la doon may ngelaw si sa gémmiñ bi.
And you were taken from that group of dead bodies, and I was the one who was helping to resuscitate you.
So buñ ma jëlee foofu noonu ñu roos ma ñu yóbbu ma théâtre.
So when I was taken from there, I was rushed to the theater.
So buñ ma operate.
When I was being operated on,
si la suma doomi mag bi dugga si moom mu xamee daala yu ma sol.
that was when my brother's son came in and recognized the shoes that I wore.
mu call suma mag suñ taw bu góor bi.
And he called our brother, our eldest brother.
mu ne ko Pape mu ngi nii si lopitaan bi fii dafa bokk si xale yu ñu fetel.
And said to him, Pape is here at the hospital. He is among the victims that we have been shot.
Can you tell us who the nurse was before you proceed? The nurse that actually resuscitated you.
Nurse bi mu ngi tudd Asi Jallow.
The nurse is called Asi Jallow.
Yeah, please proceed and tell us what happened.
balaa loolu fekk suma famille ñëwoon nañ ñoom si lopitaan bi di ma ut.
Before that, my family had gone to the hospital trying to find out, to check out for me.
dañ toog si kër bi ba waxtu wàcc school jot.
Because
time bu ma dee ak si school jot na time bu ma dee ñibbi si jot na gisuñ ma soo ñoom ñu dem si lopitaan bi di ma ut.
Because after sitting at home until the time of my arrival from school elapsed, they decided to go to the hospital to look out for me.
So ñoom bu ñëwee instead of gars yi laajte Yusupha ñoom lañ doon laajte Papa Ndiaye lañ doon laajte si biir lopitaan bi.
So when they came, instead of asking for Yusupha, they were asking for Papa Ndiaye.
So ñu direct leen fu nekk gars yi dem dead house dem si yeneen ward si yëpp gisuñ ma.
So they were directed to different places. They went to the dead house, but they could not find me.
So after loolu la gars yi dajee beneen nurse gars yi mu nekk ñu leen am na ku sant Mbye fële ni leen waaye ICU la nekk intensive care unit.
That was
dem leen foofu noonu ngeen seet.
That was when they met up with one other nurse who said to them, there is one victim here whose surname is Mbye, but right now he is at the intensive care unit. Go there and check.
So ñoom bu ñëwee ba gars yi ak si ICU.
So when they came to the ICU,
gars yi laajte.
they asked,
ñu ne leen waaw mu ngi si biir dugaleen ngeen seet.
and they said, yes, he's inside. Go in and check.
I called suma yaay ak suma papa.
They called my mother and my father.
ñoom tam ñoom bu ñëwee ñu àndaa ñoom ñu dugga si biir ward bi ñu fekk maa ngi tëdda.
So when they came along into the ward and found me lying down.
ñoom buñ ma gisee machine ni nuñ ma tiimee ak suma yaram bi nu mel suma boppa bi mu ngi néewi.
When they saw me, how I was in front of the machine, the way my body condition was, my head was swollen.
luñ njëkk a wax mooy nañ fi bàyyi suñ nomba téléphone yi kër bi rek ñu ñibbi ñu dem joog ñu jàppa si yàlla ni kii du fanaan.
What they said to us, let us just leave the telephone number of our house with the nurses here and go home, because this guy will not survive the night.
First day ñu gis ma kenn foogotoon ne bés ni ki tey dina ma fekk fii nii.
The first day they saw me, none of them thought that there will be a day like today.
So ñoom noonu la ngay ñibbi.
And so that was how they left for home.
ngay ñibbi kenn nelawut si kër bi.
When they got home, nobody could sleep that night. The following morning, after waking up, they came. When they came, it was the same thing. I was still connected to the machine. I was not awake. They returned home.
Normal time for 4 o'clock visiting hours.
In the evening, around 4, during the visiting hours, they returned.
Mr. Mbye, let's just focus on the nature of your injuries. You have explained how serious your injuries were, and you've explained how your family even thought that you were not going to survive through this ordeal. When you were hit with the bullet, you said that it actually penetrated your lower back. Sorry, your upper back, just below the neck. Is that correct?
Mr. Mbye, léegi nañ jublu ci sa gaañu gaañu yi. Wax nga ñu ne am nga gaañu gaañu yu metti ak ni nga xam ne noonu la sa mbokk yi ñëwee ba seen yaakaar jeex ci yow fogoon nañ ne doo dundaati. Gaañu gaañu bi nga xam wala fetel bi nga xam ne moom lañ la jam da nga wax ne dañ la ko jam ci sa gannaaw baat bi.
Waaw, fetel bal bi dañ ma jam suma gannaaw bi fii nii. So buma dano,
I was shot behind my back here. So when I fell down, as I was breathing, the bullet came up to this place and got stuck.
Are you describing your truth? Did the bullet go up to your throat?
buñ ma fetele suma gannaaw bi fii bu ma daanoo di nokki bal bi dafa ñëw bi fii mu jam.
When I was shot behind and I fell down, and as I was breathing, the bullet came and got stuck here.
The bullet didn't come out of your throat; it was lodged inside.
Bal bi folut ci sa prox bi dafa curux ci biir.
Waaw dafa ñëw ba foofu noonu mu jàng so dañ operate ñu génne ko.
Yes, it came up to there and got stuck, and it was operated and taken out.
And apart from the shot, I mean, was there any other injuries that happened as a result of the bullet penetrating through your neck?
Now bal biñ la jam ndax amoon na beneen gaañu gaañu boo xam ne dal na la uti bal bi nga xam ne moo jaar ci sa prox bi.
Waaw gaañu gaañu bu ma bal bi fii suma fii dafa laal suma siditi suma backbone bi.
The injury is that it touched my veins, my backbone.
Are you referring to your spinal cord?
Yes, my spinal cord. Suma spinal cord, suma nerves nega phone you la barbi
Yes, my spinal cord, the nerves there is what the bullet touched.
And what happened when the bullet penetrated your spinal cord? Was there any damage that was caused?
Lan mo xew nak bi bal bi jaari sa yaxi diggi gannaaw bi sa spinal cord bi lan mo xew
bal bi fu penetrate lo motax ma disable ni ma tok ni ci wheelchair ni.
Because of the penetration of the bullet, that is why I am disabled, that I am wheelchair bound.
Are you paralyzed?
Yeah.
Danga lafañ.
Ba dama paralyzed from the neck down.
Say gannaaw gi yépp dee.
Yes, I am paralyzed from the neck down.
And at that point, you mentioned that you were operated upon and the bullet was removed from your throat. Can you tell us what else was done to you during this time?
Nga ne dañ la opéré génné bal bi ci sa prox bi. Gannaaw loolu nag na di ñu mëna wax lan moo xewaat.
After loolu man suma yaram bi fiiraatuma dara.
After that,
duma amoon benn movement.
I did not feel anything in my body. There was a numbness in my body.
So were you just lying down in a particular position?
Léegi nag da nga tëdd rek ci benn place bi.
Waaw dama tëddoon rek benn place.
Yes, I was just lying down on one place.
Were you able to eat?
Mënoon nga lekk?
No.
No?
Internal tube lañ ma fixeroon fii foofu laa doon lekkee foofu laa doon naanee.
They fixed an internal tube, and that was where I took my food from, as well as water.
You had a feeding tube that was put into your throat to help you eat.
Wow, feeding tube la amon.
Yes, I had a feeding tube.
And what was the nature of your diet through the feeding tube?
léegi lan lañ la doon defal foofu ci tube bi nga xam ne moom nga doon lekkee.
Lekki ndox rek la daan mun a lekkam.
Watery food, that was the only thing I was able to eat.
You were put on a liquid diet, and what kind of, can you just give an example of what kind of food would be put into the tube for you to ingest?
dafa mel ni lekka yu ndoxe rek nga doon mun a lekka da duñu mun a wax ban façon lekka lañ fa doon dugal noonu.
Ruy ak serela.
Cere and also porridge.
Can you tell us about anything else about the nature of your injuries and the effect that it had on you?
ndax di ñu mun a waxal yeneen façon yi gaañu métit la am xewaat gannaaw boobu yan métit moo la dalaatoon ngeen gaañu moom nga amoon.
Waa ndig bu ma nekkee koom doon nelaw noonu rek benn place rek laa tëddoon.
While I was in coma, I was sitting at one place, lying at one place.
Duñ ma daan ëlbati duñ ma daan def dara so dama tëdda foofu ba after ma develop bed sores.
I was not being turned over. I was lying on one spot alone, and so I developed bed sores.
Please explain what the nature of these bed sores were and how you developed them.
waxal ñu naka la picc gaañu yooyu amoon ci sa yaram bi ni tëddaay bu yàgga bi ak naka nga ko amee.
tëddaay bu yàgga bu ma tëddoon bed sores ak time boobu noonu mënuma control anything loo xam ne si wàllum dem toilet la.
At that time, lying in that position for that long time, I developed bed sores, and also I could not control my system, such as going to toilet.
bu ma nekkee noonu maa ngi paralyzed maa ngi tëdda benn place.
Because at that time,
seben ak kama yëpp du ma ko daan mën a contrôle dañ daan génne ñoom nu leen di waree nu mu leen ne nu mu doon ñëwee rek loolu dangaa daan génne.
At that time, I could not control how I eased myself in terms of.
So si kaw seben bu ma daan tëdda noonu seben boobu noonu mooy yaaxa suma side yi tànka bi ni on my right side.
In terms of urinating or going to toilet, so as the waste comes out of my body, that was how they would take it out. And because of the urine, that was how I developed this sore on my right leg.
Did you develop any infections in the wound?
ndax gaañu
waaw gaañu moo tax ma am gaañu yooyu noonu foofu.
Yes, that was why I got those sores there.
When you were at the ICU, I mean, were there any nurses who were available to take care of you?
Di nga nekkee foofu ci ICU amoon na yenn nurse yu fa nekkoon yoo xam ne ñoo la doon toppatoo.
Waaw amoon na ay nurse yu ma daan toppatoo.
Yes, I had some nurses that gave me care.
waaye daf daan jafe torop.
But
sagaaruma ñu daan ñëw night duties.
it used to be difficult, especially for those that come during the night for night shift.
pour ñu ëlbati ma guddi problème la daan nekk.
For them to turn me over in the night, it used to be a problem.
Why was this the case?
Lana taxoon muy nekk problème.
dama daan oote duñ ma dégg di taamu suma voice bi suma wax dama forcé pour wax.
I used to call out to them, but they would not hear me because at that time, my voice, I could not speak properly.
suma daan wax time boobu noonu fekk gaañu wérangu ndax suma wax bi daf dee peer.
If I speak at that time, because my injury was not yet healed, I used to have breakages in my speech.
So essentially, you had a hole in your neck that wasn't healing. Is that correct?
kon dafa mel ni da nga amoon pax bu nekkoon ci sa baat bi boo xam ne wéragutoon.
waaw dama amoon pax suma féeri so pour suma wax du dee easy.
Yes.
soo ma jege ñu te doo dégg lu ma wax.
Yes, I had a hole, and so it was not easy for me to speak. So if you were not close to me, you will not hear me when I speak.
And these nurses that you were calling out for and they didn't hear you, were they not supposed to be coming and looking after you, where they're not supposed to be coming and checking after you, rather?
No, so you nga don o te munuñ la dega xana ñom seen liggéey nekkutoon ne dañ waroon di jaabante di ñëw di la seet.
loolu mooy woon nga seen liggéey.
That was their work.
Pour nga am ko problème la.
But to have that is a problem.
So you're saying that they were not doing their jobs effectively?
kon dafa mel ni li nga wax rek mooy duñ defuñ woon seen liggéey ni mu waree.
ñu daa ñëw naay duties moom de non. dama daan complain rek saa bu suma ñoom papaay ñëwee seet si ma suba balaa gaa di dem liggéey su gaa ñëwee loolu laa dee njëkk a complain.
Yes.
dama dee oote ba soona ñii kenn du ma dee faale pour ñu olbati ma problème la dee nekka.
Yes, especially for those that come on the night shift. I used to complain about this to my father when they come in the morning before they're going to work, that I used to call, incessantly, but these ones never hear me.
How did this make you feel, being neglected by the very people that were supposed to care for you, in addition to all the other injuries that you were suffering?
Naka nga yëgee woon nag lii ñi nga xam ne ñooy nit ñi la waroon a toppatoo ñu sàgganee la ci kaw loolu tam nga boole ci mitit bi nga xam ne yaa ngi ko doon yëg ci sa yaram.
dafa ma daan naxari torop dafa daan naxari de ne peen yu ma doon dem turu dafa woon a métti so dañ ma daan péegoo pour may nelaw rek. dama daan dem off and on rek nelaw off and on rek laa daan nekkee foofu noonu.
I feel hot, especially. And that coupled with the pain that I was going through. In fact, I was always being injected so that I could go to sleep. I was constantly being given injections so that I could sleep. Turning me over in the night was always a problem.
My apologies. Were you the only patient at the ICU that was part of the student demonstration at the time?
maa ngi jégalu ci loolu nag ndax yow rek yaa fa nekkoon student boo xam ne bokkoon nga ci ñi nga xam ne ñoom lañ feteloon ci xew-xew boobu ci ICU foofu.
oh déedéet nekk fa woon man kenn rek.
No, I was not the only one.
Who were you there with?
yaa ñene fa nekkoon.
maa ngi fa woon ak Hassan Souare.
I was there with Hassan Souare.
Fra.
And Fra.
ak beneen ak xale bu gaay feteloon ci boppam.
And this other child that was shot on the head.
Can you tell us what kind of injuries Hassan Souare suffered?
dañ ñu mun a wax Hassan Souare moom yan gaañu la amoon.
Hassan dañ ko fetel ci boppam bi. ci biiram bi.
Hassan was shot on the stomach.
Was he a student like you?
moom tam student la woon comme yow.
waaw student la woon comme man.
Yes, he was a student like me.
Are you referring to the same Hassan Souare who testified before the TRRC?
Wow, yeah.
Hassan Souare mi ñëwoon fii TRRC moom nga wax.
Wow, Hassan boobu noonu la.
Yes, I'm talking about that Hassan.
You refer to a Fra. Can you give us his or her full name?
wax nga it ku ñoo wax Fra di ñu mun a wax turam diggante ga.
Fra rek la xaw ma santaam nag Fra rek la.
I don't know his surname. I only know him by Fra.
And this was a man?
góor la.
waaw góor la woon.
Yes, he was
Was
a man.
he a student?
student la woon.
Actually, xaw ma nag ndax student la woon.
Actually, I don't know if he was a student.
Do you know the nature of his injuries?
amoon nga moom yan gaañu la amoon.
déedéet xaw ma ko woon de.
No, I don't know.
Do you know whether he was actually shot?
xam nga ndax moom it dañ ko fetel.
waaw xam naa ne dañ ko fetel moom waaye xam nga fuñ ko fetel.
Yes, I knew that he was shot, but I don't know where he was shot.
What about the child that you mentioned? Do you remember how old this child was and whether it was a boy or girl?
xale bi nga wax nii ndax xam nga ñaata at la amoon ndax fàttale ko ngay tamit ndax góor la wala jigéen la.
déedéet.
No.
xaw ma ñaata at la am xaw ma woon nag góor na jigéen la nag.
I don't know how old the child was and also whether the child was a male or female.
Can you tell us what eventually happened to that child?
ndax xam nga lan moo xew lan moo dal xale boobu gannaaw bi.
After all dégg naa ne dañ ko doon yóbbu Dakar pour mu dem overseas pour mu dem faju foofu noonu waaye dafa mujjee gaañu.
After that, I heard that he was taken to Dakar for treatment, but that he died.
Can you tell us if you had any experiences with this particular child whilst you were at the ICU unit?
ba nga nekk ICU ndax am na benn jokkoo boo xam ne am nga ko ak xale boobu.
xale boobu temps boobu man bu ma nekkee foofu xaw ma woon ndax xale la ndax mag la di man dama daan bugg a nelaw moom bu nekk foofu noonu di jooy.
At that time, I did not know whether he was a child or otherwise, because at that time, each time I wanted to sleep, he was always there crying.
So lu ma daan wax gaay mooy wax leen kii mu noppi waaye man dama bugg a nelaw.
So what I used to tell them is, tell this guy to shut up, because I want to sleep.
And do you know why the child was crying?
Mon nga li tax xale bi doon jooy.
At that time, I did not know why he was crying.
You mentioned that all the people you named at the ICU had gunshot wounds. Can you tell us who caused these gunshot wounds?
wax nga fi ne ñi nga nekkaloon ñëpp ci ICU foofu ñoom ñëpp dañ leen fetel ndax di ñu mun a wax ñana leen fetel.
Maraay ñoo ñu fetel.
Paramilitary are the ones that shot us.
And were these injuries sustained from the 10th April 2000 demonstrations?
ndax gaañu gaañu yooyu yëpp mu ngi xewoon ci bési ñaxtu boobu nga xam ne ñu ngi ko doon def fukki fan ci weeri April.
Waaw bés boobu la on the 10th la xew.
Yes, it happened on that day, on the 10th.
Do you know of any patients who were at the ICU or another ward at the RVTH who suffered injuries as a result of the 11th of April 2000 demonstrations?
xamaan nga ñeneen ñoo xam ne ñu woon ci ICU wala ñu nekk ci yeneen béréb yi nga xam ne moo nekk ci lopitaan bi te ñooñu tamit ñoom ñëpp seen gaañu gaañu ñu ngi ko amee ci April 10 demonstration boobu doon xew.
non déedéet man ñu nekkoon ICU rek laa xam.
No, I only know those at the ICU.
ñeneen ñu ma xam yëpp after bu ma jógee suma overseas treatment first overseas treatment si laa xam ñeneen.
The others was after I returned from my first overseas treatment. That was when I got to know them.
You mentioned that your parents and family members came to visit you. Apart from that, did anyone else visit you?
wax nga fi ne sa waajur yi ak sa mbokk yi ñëwoon nañ di la seet si gannaaw ñooñu nag ndax am na ñeneen ñu la daan seet si foofu.
after loolu bon bu ma jógee Kuma bu ma demee ba door di nekka ñëwoon nañ ñu joxe information ne président bi dafa ñëw seet daf ñoo ñëw seet si.
After I regained consciousness, some people came and said that the president was going to make a visit.
And what president are you referring to?
Ban president nga wax noonu?
Yaya Jammeh.
Yaya Jammeh.
That's the ex-president Yaya Jammeh.
Mooy president ba fa nekkoon Yaya Jammeh.
Wow.
So
Yes.
what happened after you received this news?
Lan moo xew nag bi nga jógee xibaar boobu ne président boobu mu fa ñëw.
bu ma ko déggee neexuma.
When I heard that, I was not pleased.
Can you tell us why you were not pleased?
wax ñu lan a tax kontaanuloo neexu la woon.
su ma rey la ba pare jaale la.
It's like killing you and then coming to mourn you.
And why do you say that? Why do you say that he killed you and came to mourn you? Why is that?
lan a tax nga foog ne moom du ma rey la jaaleel daf leen rey ba pare di leen seet si.
xale yi ndaw.
Little kids
yéena di demonstrate peacefully.
go out to peacefully demonstrate.
yéenu yaaxuñ defuñ dara.
They caused no destruction. They did nothing.
santaane pour ñu feteel leen yaaxal leen seen àdduna.
And have people to shoot them and destroy their future.
ñëw ne da ngaa ñëw seet si ñooñu pour lan.
And then you come and say that you are coming to visit those people. For what reason?
What happened when he came to visit?
lan moo xew na bi mu ñëwee pour seet si leen.
man bu mu ñëwee dafa fekk maa ngi nelaw.
When he came, I was asleep at the time.
Do you know what happened as a result of his visit? What was said, or did he do anything?
xamoon nga lan a xew nag bi mu leen seet lan la def wala ndax am na dara lu mu wax.
I did not even ask when I woke up.
But did you later come to find out whether he actually did something or say something?
No.
Gannaaw loolu ndax mënoon nga xam ndax wax na dara wala def na dara.
No,
I did not even bother to find out.
After the ex-president visited you, did he send someone to you and to other patients at the ICU?
Gannaaw président ba woon gannaaw bu mu leen seetsee noonu ndax amoon na keneen ku mu yónni si woon ci yéen ak yeneen ñi nga xam ne ñoo nekk foofu ci ICU.
Yes, he used to send Fatoumata Jahumpa Cissé.
Can you please tell me who Fatoumata Jahumpa Cissé was?
Dégg ñu mën a wax Fatoumata Jahumpa Cissé moomu kan la woon?
President office la doon liggéey.
She used to work at the president's office, if I can recall.
And what was her mission when she came to visit?
Waaw moom ba mu fa ñëwee lan mooy woon tànkaam?
Daf daa ñëw indi provision.
She usually brought provisions.
What kind of provisions?
Yan façon provision la daan indi?
Cornflakes, meew ak $100.
She will bring cornflakes, milk, and $100.
And what happened to the cornflakes, the milk, and the $100 that she brought?
Cornflakes boobu meew bi ak $100 bi mu daan indi lana ci daan xew.
Suma family dañ ko daan maye.
My family used to give that away as gift.
Were you able to eat the cornflakes?
Mënoon nga lekk cornflakes yooyu.
Mun da lekk koo xam ne yaa ngi si dëkk si ruy ak ku koy ko kooku do lekk cornflakes.
Someone surviving on only a liquid diet cannot consume cornflakes.
So those provisions had no use to you?
Bon liñ la daan indil moom amalu la woon njëriñ.
Amalu woon njëriñ musuma koo lekk.
It had no use for me. I've never eaten it.
And what about the money?
Xaalis bi nag.
Did you benefit from it?
Ndax jëriñu nga ci woon.
Dañ ko daan saraxe.
We used to give that as alms.
And why did you do that?
Lu tax ngeen ko doon saraxe?
Bëgguma woon seen dara.
I did not want anything from them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mbye. We'll stop there for now and continue with your testimony in the next session.
Dinañ em fii bañ dellu si waat ñu jekkali.
We're going on a 30-minute break. I will now allow the commissioners to ask any questions if they wish to, or perhaps we can just adjourn it till the next session. Over to you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Council, and thank you, Mr. Mbye. We will take a 30-minute break and come back at 12 noon sharp. Thank you. Meeting is adjourned.